Mutate God. Here with Stranger the Great.
Yo.
And Rudy P. You know what I mean? Hey, man. We're in there right now, man. This is a random meetup, man. We're going to start doing these little random meetups out of nowhere, man. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's a short thing. We want to talk about, like, man, what y'all think about that Killer Mike situation, man? How he won the Grammys up. He did his thing. But everybody was just hating on him, man. What y'all think about that, man?
I don't know. From my perspective, I look at it like it's like the popular guy didn't win or the popular form of music didn't win. It's like, you know, Killer Mike is associated kind of with lyrical hip hop or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know, man. I see it like, you know, I think who was it Travis Scott? I seen a lot of people saying Travis Scott should win.
Yeah,
you know,
I disagree.
Yeah, Mike album was kind of flawless to me, and I don't even say that often. I wasn't expecting it to be like that, but that shit hit.
I don't think Travis. I love Travis Scott. Now, don't get me wrong, but that wasn't the one from Travis Scott. I like the one he dropped before. That what was it? Astro World was before this one, right? That's the one I was fucking with, man, more than this one. But I give it to Mike, because Mike, man, for one, all the stuff he done been through, being an older guy through hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Being kind of overshadowed by Outkast, the whole Dungeon family. Then he went to the Purple Ribbon situation. He still was overshadowed, but he still was the man to a lot of us. You know what I mean? And then he went to the Run the Jewels situation. He still was the man.
I think that Run the Jewels is what really took him over the top, because you know, he didn't have that type of mass fan base or that cult following.
Yeah, he got a worldwide fan base.
Yeah, he got a worldwide fan base with that. So you got to understand that. But yeah, I mean, I would never hate on it. Like, for one, we understand the Grammys. You gotta put your album up for nomination. Like, it's a process.
Right.
You know, he did it process, which that's a thing for me. That's a whole other topic.
Yeah.
I would think that he wouldn't have, because the way they talk about, you know, trying to buck the system, I wouldn't understand why he would actually submit his album for the Grammys. That's the thing I wouldn't have understood.
I think a lot of people really hating on him because of the age thing.
Yeah, the age
48 years old. You know, you supposed to, you 48, you supposed to bench spam Grammy. You were like 28. You know what I'm saying? But people don't understand the path of a career.
Right.
Some people jump in and blow, but next thing you know, they gone.
Right.
He's steady
on that pace.
And then he did all this out of his pocket, all his own money.
Right.
I'm gonna shoot these videos. I'm gonna do these sessions. I'm gonna hire these producers. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, and it worked.
It's kind of like, what you think, Mike? Like, it's kind of like, I mean, Rude. It's kind of like a situation like if a Juicy J won one. How he's been the man, but he ain't really been crazy, but he always been considered all fabulous. If Fabulous come up with a Grammy Award winning type of thing right now, it would be warranted to me, because he never really went crazy, but he always was me.
Kind of floating around in the middle,
consistent.
Kind of like.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think that I think we're in a climate now in hip hop. You just can't make the regular studio album no more. It has to be avant-garde. It has to be something on there that's different. Like, it can't just be the regular shit.
Yeah.
And he did something that a lot of people got away from. He still was doing remixes of songs. Like, he had Motherless. He came. I'm gonna do Mothers with Damian Marley.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this with that person.
He had 3 stacks. That take it, like, you know, you know how
that's
high he is as far as where everybody holds him in such a high regard. Right. Mike had a whole verse, and he went dummy on the verse. Like that.
He went crazy.
He said he sent it to him like 5 times.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, that ain't it. I ain't getting on until you give me the right verse. And he heard the verse, he was like, all right, I'm ready now.
Yeah. Stacks. Legend. You know what I'm saying? The flute master.
That probably won him the Grammy alone. Just and it won Song of the Year, didn't it?
Yeah.
That song won Song of the Year. That's not just winning the Grammy. He won 3. He swept the Grammys in the hip hop category. I ain't never seen that.
One thing he won was the one with Dirt and Cole.
Feature? Was that a feature?
I forgot
Video?
What what was it? I forgot what that was. But he didn't get that one. The rest of it, he swept.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. But yeah, so what y'all think about, like, speaking of the ageism situation, a lot of OGs like to run from that topic nowadays, I'm noticing. What y'all think about the ageism in rap? You know what I'm saying? Y'all think that, like, that, by my opinion, by hip hop being older itself, now the age of rappers can get older. You know what I'm saying? The only thing about it is, I think that when they say it's a young man's game, it's kind of like, you shouldn't like be an older guy promoting your shit to a 16-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Like, type shit.
Yeah, I feel that.
But you being a guy, if I'm promoting to a guy my age or a guy my age range, and I'm talking about topics that we go through as older guys, I think that's warranted. That should be done, man. You know, it should be no problem.
Yeah, you got to make relatable music.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
for your audience.
Right. You know, so it's like, you know.
And if a 16-year-old like it, then that's
cool.
cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because it's vice versa. If it's a 16-year-old doing something, and I like it, they don't make me like trying to be young. I just like the song.
Right.
I'm talking to associate with
Music
it.
is universal. It has no age limit to it. I just feel like a lot of people try to figure out ways in the business side of it to take advantage of the youth, so they want to give it to the youth.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
You know,
because they ain't gonna look at their contract and be like, I need to hire this lawyer to study this contract so I can make sure I'm making the right decision. You're like, what? You finna give me this for how much? For how much?
Right.
I'm ready.
Right.
I think too, another thing that's not considered when we speak about those things, the thing that's a huge factor. At one point, you know, as a consumer of hip hop, the children didn't have physical money. They didn't have the money to go purchase hip hop. Their parents bought them for them, right?
Yeah, true.
So as we grew up in hip hop, we was those same kids that couldn't afford to buy hip hop. You know, we get to a certain age, we're the consumer, we're the one with the money.
Yeah.
But now hip hop has went away from actually spending the money to actually, like, you know, online media. So it's like, you know, they make money from us watching content, listening to content, but not actually having to spend the money. So the money is coming from merch and touring. Children ain't going to no tours. Their parents is still, it's the same situation, but it just changed, you know what I mean?
True.
And any age group can be online. It doesn't take, kids don't have to be 18 years old to go into a venue to watch these people. We all online now.
That's true. That's true.
So, you know, you can be 50 years old as long as you still fire.
Right. I heard a topic around, you know, me, I talk about the 910, where we from. And I like to big up that situation. What you feel about, and I ain't gonna say no name, I don't wanna be messy on this one. You know what I'm saying? But you know me, I don't mind. But what do you think about starting a label here with less than $100,000? Like I was saying, I would quit. Like, what do y'all think about being an independent artist, or whatever you want to call it, independent business owner is what I say. What do you think about starting a record company with less than $100,000? What do y'all think about that?
I don't have a problem with it. I think you started with whatever you got. Like, you don't have to have a ton of money to be able to put music. The point is putting music out, being able to connect with the audience and being heard. Like, there's no monetary amount on that. Like, you know, we all say you got to be, in order to be successful, the number is always why is the number always 100,000? Like, come on, bro, 100,000 is the number to be able to push records.
Right.
You don't have to do that. And I'm not. You got an advantage if you do have 100,000, but the average person who got 100,000 don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
They don't know where to put that money. So if you ain't got but a paycheck every week, take a little bit of your paycheck, put it together, run some YouTube ads, some Meta ads, because you got Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, X, you know what I'm saying?
X, yeah.
You know, you got whatever, like allocate whatever you can together, you know, work with what you got.
Right.
Focus on the music, that's the most important thing.
As a person that has started several businesses with little to nothing, but the idea, I'm all for it. You got to build up your resources. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't got no rich parents that can be like, oh, give my son 100,000 to start this business.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people, that's how they start. Their parents start their business for them by investing in it.
Right.
I started business out of necessity.
Yeah.
I had a job before that only paid once a month. I'm like, I gotta survive the rest of this month.
Right.
Let me print these T-shirts up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I have some. You gotta have. And we were talking earlier off camera, multiple sources of income.
Right.
You gotta have that. It ain't gotta all. But the record label thing is more of like to me, it's more like a title thing now. That's a physical thing, but you can make it look like it's a physical thing.
Right.
In that metaverse.
I get it.
I think we need to start using that term too. Ain't no record label.
What you think?
We ain't putting out no records. We putting songs out.
I've been seeing a lot of vinyls going on.
Yeah, but
it's
still not the. It's,
back up.
like maybe we had that conversation that time. It's not the record business.
It's not.
We
It's
digital.
just a
Like,
business now.
even if
It's
they
a
do
business.
have a label with $100,000,
It's a brand
9
business.
times out of 10 they are a digital record label.
Mhm.
They ain't pushing out physical product like that. You
Right,
know.
so it would be what? Digital business?
I don't know, a music
Content
label.
business?
A music label. You know,
Right,
it sounds
right.
better than a record label because
Right, ain't
you
no
don't
record.
see too many. Not too many people putting out records.
All right, so let me ask y'all this. How do y'all feel about, we were talking about the consumerism of the hip hop. But now that the only people that's really making, as always, naturally, the labels are the one that's making the majority of the money off of it. Now I think the streaming companies probably making more than the labels. Now they probably like sourcing the money out to them. So like, hey, I'm Apple, I'm Spotify, I'm Tidal, I'm whoopie whoop. You pay me to put your records on here, and then we give you what we think you deserve, and then you get the artists what they think they deserve.
I agree.
Because the artist is the one taking all the risks for real. Because ain't no money involved in it no more. I ain't got no contract saying I gotta sell the streamers amount to make money off of it.
True.
And then they giving you
like,
the barest of the minimums.
And then how does an artist flop in that conversation with the streaming companies buying up the streams? So does an artist ever flop?
It's a presumed flop.
Recoup that upfront money. They flop. They ain't recoup that upfront money.
And what's the upfront money these days? $50,000?
I don't know. They don't talk about it like that.
They don't talk about that part no more. Man, I used to know it.
You know what? Who did talk about it? It was $10,000. Yeah, $10,000. You think $10,000? Your boy Fivio Foreign.
Yeah.
He talked. You know, Mace got him that deal. Mace put bread into him before ahead of time, and as an investment to try to get him signed to somebody else, and they give Mace a finder's fee for him. I forgot the. I don't want to make the numbers up, but when he got signed, Mace took I think Mace got like $500,000. So his upfront money, most of it went to Mace because he had to pay. You know, Mace, this is my finder's fee. Wow. But I forgot how much Mace had put into him, like maybe like $50,000 or some shit.
Yeah.
That's a flip right there.
That's a major flip. But you know, I don't know the numbers. Like we gonna look, you know, what I'm saying, the numbers up. But yeah, it was something crazy. Like when he got that check, Mace, the record label gave Mace $500 or something like that.
For Mace.
Yeah. And old boy was like, he ain't really get no money, so he gonna make his money off shows and shit like that.
That's crazy.
But it is what it is. That's, you know.
Yeah. I do think the streaming side, it's like a gift and a curse if you know how to work it, because it's like streaming side versus the actual. We just talking about the music side, as far as like selling it on the CD, vinyl, or whatever, like back in the days was. The only problem about that is it doesn't have as much longevity as the streaming is, because the streaming, if you do stream good, it'll stay on there forever for your kids, grandkids, and all of them to eat forever. But they might not release your damn CD back out because there ain't no stores to release it in, really. You know, so it's a win on that side. But I really think as an artist, especially a new artist, you just gotta have experiences and product and ride off that, and that be your career. Be in the show business, like, you know what I mean?
Because you gotta look at it. I'm a person that I study everything. I try to involve myself in. So even back in the 60s when they were doing like the Temptations and stuff, they weren't making no stupid bread off of the records.
Right.
That's why they had to stay on tour all the time. They little boy said, "Why y'all always on the road?"
Right.
Basically, like, "Hey, we gotta pay these bills, my dog."
And they had a whole band that had
They gotta pay the whole band,
Well, you know,
everybody.
In the beginning too, man, the record business wasn't meant to sell the music. The music was always been a commercial. They was meant to sell the physical product. That's why RCA got that phonograph right there. With the dog looking at it, you know what I'm saying? They was trying to sell.
They're trying to sell the record player, not the record.
So we gotta have records so you keep buying. This is like Sony trying to sell TVs and shit. And that's why when they get the movies, they have the soundtrack, everything that's like the product to sell.
Yeah, why would you focus on something that makes $15 when you got a whole TV that make $1,000, $1,200?
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
That's what they.
Even with the movies.
Yeah.
You know, how much we pay to go see a movie back in the day? Like $12.
A lot. Yeah.
You $12, but you, like you said, that home TV, that entertainment system.
That's what they. That's
$1,300 for a TV.
That's their bottom line. You gotta have.
Yeah.
And you know they have an expiration date on them. That's why
That's why the product in the movie theater is so high.
Right.
They got to make up that loss from just the ticket sales.
So even nowadays, that's what people should be focused more into a product game. Whenever I hear, you know what I'm saying, people talking about, they so passionate about the music where, you know, they die hard about it. I'm like, oh, that's cool, I get it. But I'm like, if you want to make some money out of this shit, you better be focusing on some sort of a product.
Right, what can I take home with me?
You gotta have a product.
Yeah. And that's what should be your focus point. The music should be an appetizer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Music is the gateway.
Yeah.
Yep.
The product is the end result.
That's right.
I was, you know, during the Super Bowl halftime show, you know, Usher killed it, by the way. You know, I think that was a whole dope event. But I read an article, where it was saying that the performers perform for free, right? Mm-hmm. And the reason why I'm touching on this, because we independent and artists be seeming like, you know, they don't want to pay for to perform or do all this other stuff. But I was seeing that the performers do not get paid for the Super Bowl performance.
Right.
What they do is instead of it's like a commercial, like it's basically a 30-minute commercial for them. Instead of everybody else paying like these big corporations, basically, you know, all these big corporations is spending millions just to get a 15 to 30-second ad, but you getting a 30-minute commercial. So I seen where it was saying like, you know, Usher didn't pay. I mean, he didn't get paid, but his streaming numbers went up like 300, 400%.
He dropped a new album.
He dropped the album a couple days before, so that's strategic. And then after the performance, he announced his tour.
Oh man,
that motherfucker like, and I think he invested. They say he invested a couple million to have more people at his event. Like he had, you know, all the backup people.
They was in Vegas,
right?
So he probably went to the resident. You know what I mean?
He gonna make at least $50 million off that. You know what I'm saying?
He can leave the Super Bowl, go back to the residency when the Super Bowl over. They come to that. We still party. I want to see
and it's people that watch Super Bowl that didn't even probably know about Usher because it's a whole generation that don't know about that.
Yeah.
It's a reintroduction almost. It's like he a new artist, but on a
that's the beauty of, like we were saying earlier, the OG. That's the beauty of a catalog. That's the beauty of staying along. I don't give a fuck if you underground, low, however y'all want to work. If you consistent and you got a catalog, at the end you'll win.
Yeah.
It really will, man.
My OG used to call it the gift that keep on giving.
Yeah.
Right.
One of my favorite artists musically is right now for a while, Currency.
Yeah. Longevity.
He dropped, I ain't even go Currency. Don Tripp.
Yeah.
Last year, this man dropped 12 albums. He dropped an album every month.
Yeah.
He ain't dropping it because he need the money.
Yeah.
But I'm like, he building that catalog.
Catalog is where it's at.
And they be like, oh, I'm going on to whatever the name of this album is, tour this month.
Yeah.
Next month I'm going to whatever the name of this album is, tour.
And that's what I feel like every artist, I don't care how big or small you are, focus on catalog. But if you focus on catalog, no matter when you hit in your career, everybody coming backwards after that. And that's when you cashing out.
Or they can be like, oh man, I don't like this album, but what you got before that?
Yeah.
They go back and start
when they
backtracking.
finally become a fan, that's when they go back.
Then they're like, oh shit, I missed all this.
You know he been nice.
Where was I at when all this was going on?
Exactly. So you want to have that like that, man.
You might have been on listening to somebody else at the time. Everybody don't discover music at the same time.
That's true.
That's why I always laugh when people say, I be like, oh man, y'all heard that? Oh, you late. Why you ain't put me on?
Why you ain't put me on? And I'm not late because it's new to me.
It's brand new to me. That's why I tell people all the time, I say, man, when you're doing music, don't put no years in there too much that you can help it. Because it remains timeless.
Yeah,
my oldest son listen to Frank Sinatra, bro.
And that's another thing.
Wow. You know what I'm saying? He got the vinyl. Like he went and got the Frank Sinatra vinyl.
Loving it.
Like I said, bro, well, how you hear about Frank Sinatra? Somebody told me about him.
Yeah.
Oh,
they dig it.
Yeah.
Hey man, that's
you can hear like you can hear something, you just be like, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can Shazam stuff now.
They
go back and
man.
Back in the day, you had to be like, what that is?
You would never know. Yeah.
Shout out to Japan because y'all Shazam me a lot.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Fan base.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Philippines for the people that follow me on YouTube. They be on my joint talking. I don't know what they be saying. I just be like,
that's another thing too, guys. We gotta talk to the world, man.
Yeah.
When we on these things, man, we gotta talk to the world because the world is listening.
Yeah, that's true.
You never know.
They listen harder than the local area.
Yeah.
They don't put their judgment on you either because they don't
know the story.
They don't know you at all. They ain't kin to you. They ain't familiar. You
gotta go out of town.
You just look like the artists that we discover when we find our favorite artists.
That's a whole other segment right there. You definitely got to go out of town and you know what I'm saying,
Bro,
feel the real love.
A dude hit me up from the UK. He was like, man, before I started watching your videos, I didn't own a fitted hat.
Damn.
Now I'm starting to build my collection now. I got like 3. I said, hey, stay fitted, my brother. Keep it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I just started to show. I had a bunch of hats. Like, man, check these hats out. But everybody be like, I got them hats for. But then other people out there who want to see that type of stuff.
Yeah.
You got to find your section of the world that rock with you. I did a whole review on them. My cousin dropped a Snapback line. Video went crazy, bro. I'm talking about like first day, 500 views.
So in your world, man, what's the thing now? Is it the Snapback world or is it the fitted world?
It's the fitted world to me.
Yeah. I'm talking about overall.
Overall is fitted right now. Fitted got the. Remember, they had a little time where everybody making Snapback songs. People ain't making fitted songs. Fitted always been there, but people gave them another option. Okay. But right now, the fitted game going real crazy right now.
Mama, please make the beats again. When I was broke out on my dick, they all turned away. A lot of people jumped off shit when I got sent away.